been surrounded by coaling towers since I was born. Whether they're there or whether they're not doesn't really bother me one way or another. Okay, mine is Paul Cannon. I work for a company called Dewson Babcock, and we are a contracting company that previous days have designed and built power stations. After that I did a degree in quantity surveying. But during the summer job, I worked on some of the power stations around here, which would have been Ferrybridge and Skelton Grange as a sort of part-time summer job. And then round about 1982, I'd been at Leeds Polytechnic for about 3 or 4 years. I then moved on to an honours degree course, and after I'd been there about 3 years, and I suddenly got to decide I didn't want to do quantity surveying, and I was fed up of having no money, so I basically left and I started work for Babcock Construction, as it was in those days, on what is known in these parts as Drax completion, but that was the construction of the second half of Drax, which is now boilers 4, 5 and 6. So when I went to Drax in 1982, boiler 4 was a hole in the ground. And that time I was employed as a trainee engineer. So really it was a diversity job. You just did whatever needed doing at the time. You know, I no doubt it was part of some training scheme, but you may well be sort of looking after subcontractors, sort of coordinating the subcontractors, building, doing scaffolding. Well, I was one of the last to leave, really. I was there pretty much start to finish, really. I think in total that was round about 4 or 5 years. Well, to be perfectly truthful, I'd already been on a few power stations, as part of my summer job. So to be perfectly honest, it was just another power station, except it wasn't there. Certainly, there's always a need for power. I mean, what form that will come in. Wind turbines can't supply all the power. You get a calm day and your lights go out. So there's always a need. There will be a need for your sort of Draxes and Drax are 600 megawatt units, and there's 5 of them. So that's a lot of wind turbines. Yeah. So there's always going to, it's run on biomass now, so they're no longer reliant on coal.
Coal, once the port's very lifeblood, still has a very important part to play. And even today, when coal no longer plays such a vital part in the nation's economy, 60% of the port's trade still consists of coal shipments.
It probably going to be a loss to the community that the station shut down. Yeah, I mean there'll be people who had a livelihood from there. Not just the people who work there, but things like local shops. When you've got 200 contractors on site, your local shops benefit, don't they? I mean, so a lot of the pubs in Goal, that if you went out for a pint on the night, you'd be bumping into people who worked on the power station, so you couldn't help but have some sort of... There was always something Drax related going on somewhere. Because you was there a long time, and there was a bit of a community sort of spirit on there. Not only that, is what is now Drax Golf Club was the camp where a lot of the travelling guys stayed. We had things like we had a Drax volleyball team called the Intercity Cruisers, and so we'd get a minibus for one of the site minibuses, and we did a couple of tours. I think we played a team from Haitian Power Station. Yeah, so there was things like that going on. You miss the people, don't you?